Welcome, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Kindness Rising, the very first episode. I'm your host, Matthew Roof, and I'm absolutely thrilled to embark on this journey with all of you. Here on Kindness Rising, we're dedicated to shining a light on humanity, hope, and heart, exploring real stories of compassion, fostering conversations of emotional intelligence, and inspiring you to live with more intention, empathy, and purpose. Because as we always say, kindness isn't soft, it's powerful. I'm going to be here every weekday at 7:30 a.m., sharing stories of inspiration to wake you up with positivity. I'll be hosting guests from nonprofits, charities, and social impact organizations, shining a light on good work being done by good people all around the world. And we're going to have some kindness challenges and engagement activities to move us all from thought to action. Kindness Rising is a value-driven show. That means we have a few beliefs that are the foundation of our work. Everyone deserves kindness, and everyone can spread kindness. We don't discriminate. All voices who are carrying messages of kindness and positivity are welcome here. And we believe that progress is better than perfection. Life is for learning, and you have to start somewhere. We embrace innovation. We're going to have new stuff here all the time. We'll be experimenting with technology, bringing in the latest in media and tech tools. Conversation is the key to understanding and growth. And conversation goes two ways. We speak and listen with respect and intent. We encourage engagement and dialogue in the comments, but be cool. Last, we are authentic, honest, and vulnerable. Sharing our full selves, warts and all, is a form of kindness. It's going to be fun. We'll have lots of laughter along the way, but also maybe a few tears, because all humans experience the full range of emotion. I encourage all of you who see this to subscribe to the Kindness Rising channel. Come join me on this adventure. Interact in the comments or DM me after the show. You can find me on all the major social networks, including Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Substack. Follow me there and subscribe to this channel for daily inspiration and positivity. Today, for our inaugural episode, I want to take you on a personal journey. A journey that reveals the origins of something I call uncommon kindness, and how it ultimately led me to this very microphone and to this very show. It's rooted in family, marked by personal challenges, and ultimately defined by a profound discovery of purpose. So let's dive in. I'm getting a message here. All right, it looks like we're good to go. So let's talk about uncommon kindness. To fully understand it, we have to go back to where it all began for me, my family. You see, kindness isn't just a philosophy I adopted. It's woven into the very fabric of my family's DNA. I often joke that I was conceived on kindness, and there's a beautiful truth to that. My parents' story is a testament to this. My mother, a teacher in the 1960s in New Jersey, found herself needing a change amidst turmoil of the civil rights movement. A family friend connected her to the Binghamton City School District, and when she arrived, she needed to furnish her new apartment. That's where my father came into the picture. He was her salesman. They hit it off, and when she mentioned she was going home to paint her apartment, my father, in an act of pure, unsolicited kindness, showed up at her house with his bib overalls and his paintbrushes. The rest, as they say, is history. They married, and in 1972, I was born. That act of kindness and many others laid the foundation for our family. But our legacy doesn't just start there. It starts with my maternal grandmother, who was an incredibly kind person. She had a unique habit of collecting pennies and nickels during her daily walks. She saved them in a giant jar. She didn't just save a few either. She saved a lot of money. And then she donated them to various organizations. My grandfather, showing him here, he was a professor at the University of Scranton and a pioneer. In the 1960s, He was one of the first board members for what was then known as the Association for Retarded Citizens. He dedicated his time to developing some of the very first services in our country for individuals with developmental disabilities. Before that, these people were often institutionalized and hidden away from society. He truly gave of himself. Throughout my childhood, my parents consistently encouraged us to give back. They modeled this beautifully through their involvement with Camp Good Days and Special Times. It's a summer camp for children with terminal illnesses. They volunteered, served on the board, and their dedication was a profound influence on me. Perhaps the most striking example of kindness in my family came right after September 11th. My mother left home in a Red Cross van and went directly to Ground Zero. For 2 straight weeks, her job was to comfort, nourish, and provide a sense of safety for the first responders and workers digging through the rubble. The stories she tells of the people she met and how she was able to give of herself to those who were giving so much left an indelible mark on my history. And then there's a story about my father. I only recently learned this from a recent connection. This guy's mother worked for my father. She was a single mother who struggled to provide for her family. My father, who was a man of tradition, gave out holiday gifts to all his employees. One particular year, this employee and mother came into the store with her children, who were wearing inadequate clothing for the winter. A little later, my father pulled her aside discreetly and handed her full snowsuits, hats, gloves, mittens, the whole outfit. And he told her, "This is between us." What's truly amazing is that person, that guy who I talked to, he became my partner in the Uncommon Kindness venture. He shared this story with me, a memory his mother carried for 40 years, a testament to the quiet, profound impact of my father's kindness. It's incredible how certain things come full circle. So, you see, I was born of kindness, shown practical, very personal examples of it throughout my life. These are just a few. There's probably many more that I'll be sharing in future episodes, but these key stories illustrate the legacy of kindness that I am now carrying forward through uncommon kindness. I want to switch gears a little bit to my own personal journey now, how I got to this point of streaming a program and building a business around kindness. It's essentially followed two converging paths: my kindness path and then one of marketing and communications. Let's start with the kindness path. While I had these incredible kindness examples throughout my life, driven by my mother's faith and community involvement on my father's side, my adult journey didn't immediately start here. When I went to college, I chose healthcare administration. Part of that was a desire to give back, to do something larger than myself. I knew I wasn't cut out for manual labor or selling widgets. My strengths lay in marketing, business, words, connections, and relationship building. So, healthcare administration, a service based industry focused on helping others and facilitating wellness, felt like a natural fit. This led to a 30-year career, including a master's degree and working for some prestigious healthcare organizations. One of the most significant and deeply connected to kindness was working for a place called the Hospital for Sick Children. This place isn't your typical acute care hospital. It's essentially a long term care facility for children with chronic illnesses, traumatic brain injuries, developmental disabilities, and even those suffering from gun violence in the inner cities of Washington, D.C. Seeing the direct impact of my work in marketing, business development, and fundraising, and mostly the gratitude from the kids, watching them get discharged or graduate, that was one of the greatest joys of my life. And I achieved other significant successes. I've raised millions of dollars to transform a rural hospital and spent my time dedicated to keeping local services in underserved communities. However, as my career progressed, it also took a toll. I kind of lost touch with who I was. And this is where I need to get a little vulnerable. Throughout my life, I've battled anxiety and depression. My first major panic attack and depressive episode hit at the age of 20, so at the age of 25. It was so severe that my parents had to come to DC to help me through it. And honestly, I've had a couple of those episodes since, but each time I get stronger, I learn, and I grow. Unfortunately, these struggles led to behaviors I'm not really proud of. I was using substances to mask my pain, not treating my wife and my family as they really deserved. It was only through deep therapy and intensive inner development that I began to see these blind spots. Despite my professional successes, despite raising a beautiful, smart, happy family, there was still darkness within me that manifested in ugly ways. And so, about 5 years ago, I entered an intensive therapeutic relationship, and it truly opened my eyes. I had been using alcohol and smoking a lot of weed, but the worst part was just really the shame and the hiding, using it to escape from my feelings that I disliked about myself. And this led to suicidal thoughts and even a plan. Fortunately, something within me said, "You have more to offer. You need help. Spend time working on yourself. Get clean." My true rock bottom came just last summer in 2024. The pressures of a job that I wasn't really suited for, but couldn't admit to myself, sent me back down the path of significant panic attacks and a depressive episode. It was then I said, enough. I need a better path. And in October 2024, I earnestly began working even harder with my therapist and the career coach, leaning into the process, digging deep into my values and stories led me to a key decision. I had to shatter my ego and commit to waking up every day with one word in mind: kindness. It was during this time, reflecting on the world we live in, that I also realized that kindness is just all too uncommon. We're inundated with negativity, divisive power structures, and sensationalized news. And we all know sensationalism sells. And so I realized something needed to be done. I had to take action, something to do to combat this. And so generating media and messaging that would swim upstream against the sea of negativity became my mission. And that brings us to the second converging path, marketing and communications. My natural proclivity for this field and love for the media was something I truly discovered after my father's passing. While cleaning out his belongings, I found a cassette tape from 1982 with a recording of my pre adolescent self, complete with a Sesame Street microphone and tape recorder. I was laying down voice tracks, mock advertisements, and DJ vocal styles. It was a revelation. I was a marketer and a word guy. The first words I ever recorded on tape: beans, beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more they fart. Well, my humor has changed a little since then, but I'm so glad that I'm back into the media. I want to add to that as a child, I was obsessed with game shows. Other kids watched cartoons, and I watched plenty of those too. But really, I was captivated by the classics like Joker's Wild, the $25,000 Pyramid, Jeopardy, and Wheel of Fortune. I always thought the coolest job would be to be a game show host, interacting with contestants, announcing prizes, being clever, and frankly, famous. Guys like Gene Rayburn, Bobby Eubanks, Alex Trebek, Richard Dawson, and even Bob Barker, who recently passed. These were my heroes. This dream, I thought, was lost to the realities of adult life. These discoveries of these truths about myself, my innate desire to help, my passion for communication, and my childhood dream is what has led me down this path and attracted me to the idea of going live here with you today. And the opportunity, it came in a truly unusual way. In March of 2025, I made the full commitment to this path, and Uncommon Kindness LLC was born. It was no longer just an idea, it became a living entity. I started making public announcements on social media, scattering messages about kindness, and sharing my idea with anyone who would listen. The most common advice I received was, don't stop. Keep putting it out there every day. The opportunities will come. And 1 month later, the defining moment of my solopreneur journey landed me right in my LinkedIn feed. A video appeared of this guy. His thunderous voice called my name, although he mispronounced it. It was a marketing call, but it was so aligned with the key kindness axiom of paying it forward that I followed it down. After checking its legitimacy, I scheduled a guest appearance on a live streaming program called Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. They had a slot open on my birthday, so I gave myself the gift of this new experience. I had no idea then the world I was about to enter or the connection that I would make to that uncanny talking head. My appearance went well. The work I had put into practicing kindness paid off in confidence, but much credit goes to Keith Billis and our immediate on air connection. The law of attraction was at play. After the show, in a post appearance debrief, I met the real Keith. He's intensely high frequency on air, but off camera, he's highly grounded and gentle and a brilliant strategist. He drew out my full story, and we quickly found common ground. We shared our stories of our own paths, including a deep love of ice hockey and our midlife search for purpose. I went into that meeting expecting a sales pitch, but instead, I just blurted out, "Well, I've got some time on my hands right now. How can I get more involved with what you're building?" Keith, without hesitation, responded, "I'm looking for some help on the business side so I can concentrate on producing my show. Would you consider come working for me?" An unexpected offer, offering the door to this profound collaboration. Since then, not a day has gone by that Keith and I haven't interacted. Our conversations, often hours long, are openly human and vulnerable. We share ideas, debate them with honest respect, and then we act. The growth I've experienced working with Keith is beyond anything I've ever imagined. He's helping me recapture my childhood dream of being a host. And recently, I committed to hosting this live broadcast, Kindness Rising, as a lead in to his Mornings in the Lab show. It may not be Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune, but it represents all the proof needed that the law of attraction exists. Next, I want to move on to the symbolism of the Uncommon Kindness logo. There it is, the fox and the heart. So let's talk about that a little bit because it ties directly into everything we've discussed today. My journey, my purpose, and the very essence of what we're building. The logo features a fox. The symbolism of the fox is rich and multifaceted across cultures and over boundaries. It represents intelligence, adaptability, and playfulness. It's known as a trickster, capable of outsmarting others, and that resonates with a little part of my personality too. I do enjoy a harmless prank now and then, and maybe we'll even get some here on the show. But beyond that, the fox can also symbolize spiritual guidance, transformation, and a connection to the spirit world. This speaks to the profound transformation that I've undergone and my desire to be a beacon of kindness and guidance in the world. I also have a deeper personal connection to this fox, one that links me back to my child and a pivotal moment in my own transformation. The artist Covey, whose music was a connecting point for my child and I at one of my lowest points, uses the fox as a powerful symbol in his lore. For him, the fox often represents depression, lurking and appearing in dreams and visions. This resonates profoundly with my own battle with depression. Having the fox in our logo is a constant reminder of where I come from, that the fox of depression can appear at any time, and that this work, this mission of uncommon kindness, helps me keep that fox at bay. It's a part of me, a part of my story, and a testament to the resilience found in embracing our past. Then there's the yellow heart. The heart, of course, symbolizes the love of life and my unwavering desire to help people through this work. For me, it also carries a special connection to the Grateful Dead and a lyric from one of my favorite songs, Help on the Way, which says, "Without love in the dream, it will never come true." That line is my mantra. The yellow heart emoji, that primarily symbolizes friendship, affection, and happiness. It's often used to express platonic love, support, and warmth rather than romantic love. The yellow color itself is associated with positive emotions like joy and optimism. It perfectly encapsulates the spirit of uncommon kindness, a movement built on genuine connection, support, and the optimistic belief that kindness in its purest form can transform lives. So when you see the uncommon kindness logo, I hope you see it not just as a symbol, but a story of resilience and transformation and the unwavering power of kindness to guide us even through our darkest moments. It's a reminder that our past, even our struggles, can be integrated into our purpose, and that with a little uncommon kindness, we can truly rise. Well, that's it for the show today. I really hope that you got to understand my story of uncommon kindness and how I found myself here launching this Kindness Rising podcast. It's a journey. It's a journey that highlights the impact of my family, the resilience of the human spirits, and overcoming personal struggles, and the incredible power of aligning life with true purpose. My hope for Kindness Rising is that it becomes a daily dose of humanity, hope, and heart for you, that it inspires you to find your own uncommon kindness, to spread it in your communities and recognize the immense power it holds to transform lives, one act at a time. Thank you for joining me on this very first episode. I'm incredibly grateful for your presence. We're just getting started, so don't forget to hit subscribe. Find Uncommon Kindness all over social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can read my newsletter too on Substack. It's called Uncommon Mentality. Join me here each weekday at 7:30 a.m. for stories, inspirations, and kindness. And then stick around for Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, the only morning show designed to encourage you to stop hitting the snooze button. Until next time, remember, kindness isn't soft, it's powerful. Go out there and make a difference. Stay uncommon and stay kind.